Hello, hello, my friends. It is Wednesday, August the 13th, and man, they trying, ain't they? They trying. Y'all, the people who turned their white hoods and the red hats, they really riled themselves up, didn't they? They thought that they were going to come out of their closets screaming slurs at all of us, and we were just going to be in the streets. That their stinky pants, prophet sundown wannabe God would just target every name brand, and I'm saying that for like politicians, celebrities, everyone, Oprah, Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, who else? He's just picking cities based on if they have black mayors and going, those are the ones that have crime, because we know that for certain people of certain ages and certain demographics, crime equals black, inner city equals black, okay? So we know, and everyone keeps looking around. Are they mad? Are they mad? Oh, look, they're calling out. Oh, they're harassing blacks again. Are they? Hey, I'm going to go yell some slurs. I'm going to go yell some slurs and see if they get upset. I'm going to go, and like, they're so proud of themselves. They feel like they're finally getting to say that. And the thing that's so funny about it is we are not outside because we do not care, because this is not effing new. Oh my gosh, since George Floyd, y'all have been showing your whole full pale moon asses to the world, okay? You were cosplaying kneeling on people's necks talking about, ha ha ha, I can't breathe, I want my mommy, ha 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 ha, okay? And I just want to pause real quick and say, throughout history, these people are horrendous, and yet it never seems to like stick. It always just goes in one ear and out the other, like they aren't regularly the worst people ever, all right? They made fun of a man's dying words. They joked about kneeling on each other's necks and how it was perfectly fine. They made entire slogans. All lives matter. Blue lives. Not y'all. I love y'all. Y'all know the you I'm talking to. Those motherfuckers still have it on their car. I live in Temecula. All right. Every handful or so, you see another one, because they have to hold on to that. That's all they have. Their entire identity is I'm white. I'm white. Yeah, we love our white jeans. Like, isn't that sad and pathetic that that's all you got? Like, at the end of the day, the only thing you've got to your name is the skin you were born in. Talk about participation trophy. Talk about DEI. Your whole identity is white jeans. White jeans. You mean those recessive mutated traits? That wouldn't have existed if you hadn't interbred with other people so that you could pop back out with your higher than usual percentage of Neanderthal DNA. Oh, oops. Sorry. That's too much truth. Okay, so we'll roll it back. Point is, these people traded their white hoods for red hats for the last 10 years. They've been running around with red hats, okay, acting like we can't see them. And just because they gaslit each other and they gaslit other neurotypical, mostly white folks, and that's the real problem, is the ones who choose not to see it and not to believe in it because other white people told them it's not real and it's made up, and those black people are just, they don't know what they're talking about. We're not like that. We're just proud of our loser Confederate traitor history forever. But they need to get over being used as equipment. They need to get over that. They're crime ridden, you know. They're crime ridden. Isn't it interesting that they set up a trade that took so many lives that the sharks in the ocean modified their migration patterns to follow the slave ships because bodies were being thrown over and it was food. And by bodies, you know what I mean. We're gonna talk about some of this uncomfortable truth, because this is the history that a lot of us know, not all of us. All of us should. A lot of us know this. This is the history that they do not know. They don't know it. It's not in the books, not even close. In fact, right now, they're trying to whitewash it even further. Well, we taught them to read and they were happy. They were fed. No. All right. You need to know how dark it got, because these people have no bottom. When we say that they treated us like animals, darling, whenever they walk up and go, there were white slaves. No. There were white indentured servants. And no, that is not the same. They were not being shipped over. They're not being fed to animals. They're not being interbred between families like dogs to build stronger ones. Okay. They were not broken up and sold. They were not killed. They were not eaten. Okay, the people who are like, oh, the Haitians are eating dogs and cats, they used to eat us. Let it sit. I'm not lying. Go find it. Don't, not on the Google, okay? Go to DuckDuck, because Google is completely under the thumb of the regime. You can't find anything. They don't want you. If you talk about the parties happening right now, it'll pull up something that happened from last summer. You can't even search for certain, I can't even say the word anymore for the parties, for the concerts, but we have to keep changing our language. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, but yeah, all the stuff that they're trying to wipe away, because that is them. That is how bad it can get. And that's how bad they wanted to go back to. Okay, all their insults. I've said this before. Where do you think motherfucker comes from? Where do you think that comes from? I'm not gonna. Okay. All right. Anyway, point is, the white indentured servants that would have been captured or sent there for punishment could purchase their freedom and then buy the black slaves that they worked with. Okay. And they did that on purpose as well, to make sure that the whites felt better than the blacks, because they realized when we started joining together, when the slaves and the indentured did start working together to overthrow the masters, they said, oh, this is a problem. So then they gave the white indentured servants more rights and more protection so that they could feel a little bit better, and they could go own their prior co-workers, if you will. Well, worker, no one's getting paid, but you know what I mean. Okay. So wipe that out entirely. We are all about truth, because letting these people who are not a global majority and never have been, all right, run around screaming about how they're owed this because of Sky Daddy, how they're superior and everyone's jealous, how they're the majority. This is not the Middle Ages. Okay. They can't show up stinking on a boat talking about we're the chosen people and this land is ours. It doesn't work anymore. Okay. They can't just make up their own stories and slap it in a book and go, see, Sky Daddy said we're the best and you need to obey us. Okay. Okay. And yes, that does go for the patriarchy as well. It does. But I just really want to just hammer in that these jokers who have spent generation after generation, the Confederacy, a team of traitors that these people, some of them, not all, want to hold on to. They will tell you to forget that you were used as equipment, that you didn't count as a human, that they murdered you, ate you, used your skin to make wallets, shoes, lampshades. Literally, when I say treated us like animals, I mean like animals. Okay, that's why some of them are so nasty when they go, you're subhuman, and they're so happy to finally say it. It's because they've been hearing it from their mom, their grandmom, and the rest that don't do that want to close their ears and pretend that that's not true. They want to pretend that that person over there with the family that is definitely like that isn't really that bad, because then what does that say about them? And darling, there you go. What does it say about you? That is not the line for you. You can say, that's okay. We can be cool with those people who want to own folks again. We can be friends because that's just politics. So a silver lining to this whole thing is that is going away. And the people who used to say we can be friends despite disagreeing on politics are now realizing that no, you can't be friends with people who don't believe in basic human rights. You can't be friends with people who enjoy looking at children in cages. You can't be friends with people who look forward to bringing back the sort of things that was normalized not really that long ago in terms of world history. They know what they're doing. Okay, they know what they've been doing, and the only people that this is a revelation to are the folks who weren't paying attention. The folks who told us to shut up, we don't know what we're talking about, we just like playing victim. The folks who insisted that it wasn't happening, and that includes a lot of other minorities who also jumped on the bandwagon of the blacks are they're just being like that. They don't know what they're lazy. They're lazy. You gotta love how once we stopped being property, we were lazy. Once we stopped working for free, we were lazy. Hang on. All right. Sorry. Spit went down the wrong way. But my point was the people who built a trade and made their wealth off of literally selling and treating other human beings as animals have turned around on us and said, you're the violent criminals. You're the subhuman violent criminals. And just for the cherry on top of the shit sundae, darling, a reminder that life started in Africa. So these people who are proud of their mutations that make it so that they need folks like us to come do the sun work because they can't do it, all right, have conveniently, using patriarchy and religion, flipped this narrative to we're actually the best, we're the starters of civilization. Everything they say is jealousy and projection. They're jealous of women, so they come after women, right? They're jealous of what other people have done where life and civilization actually did start, so they've dedicated their entire lineages to changing history to make it seem like they did shit they didn't do, and that's it. That's the whole culture. And PDFery. and that, yeah, and interfamily stuff, basically, and disease spreading. Yeah. What else? Let's see.